All right, so what do you got for these? What have you been watching lately?
So I thought we would start off on a negative note.
Very exciting.
Actually, I saw I Killed Giants, and I believe it was on Hulu.
Yeah, I remember we'd done a trailer reaction.
Well, and this was one that I was actually kind of excited for.
Yeah.
And we did the trailer reaction, and then I saw literally nothing. There were, people were not talking about this. It did not come to our theater, so we couldn't see it. And I was like, I wonder what the deal is. And I was really hoping it was just like this indie darling of a movie that just didn't take off, or just, because it's a smaller movie, it just doesn't get the publicity.
Right.
And I am certain there are people that love this and will defend it wholeheartedly, but I did not. And there was a couple of major problems I had with it, and it might just be me being stupid and overly, judgmental. But the basic premise of the movie is this. There's a little girl, she's junior high age, somewhere around 12-ish, and she doesn't have parents anymore, and she's living with her sister. And so there's all the stuff that she's basically downtrodden.
Right.
And she's really weird, and she wears these rabbit ears, and
these are all selling points. Okay.
And no, I agree with you. And that's why I wanted to see the movie. And she, in her free time, fights giants, literal giants. And so when the movie starts progressing, you don't know whether she's crazy and this is some kind of emotional compensation that these giants don't really exist, and it's just her fantasy world that she lives in, or if she really does fight
literal giants.
Is this a fantasy movie, or is this a drama with emotional ties? And one of the big problems I have with it is I still don't know if this was a fantasy movie, or because it shows the giants. It shows the giants doing it. All right, is this in her imagination? But then everything she says and everything she does about the giant seems to come true, and it seems to come to fruition. And we keep seeing them even after what should have been her emotional problems resolved. They're still there, and so and I'm sure someone's going to say, "Oh, well, you just missed the point," and it was very obvious. But to me, it was not. And so I never did figure out, okay, is she crazy, or is she imaginative, or is she really a giant slayer and no one else understands her?
Right.
The other big problem I had with this is she should be a sympathetic character, even though she's her character is basically a bad person. But she's a bad person because of the circumstances that she's in, and she is a kid. You wouldn't expect her to be able to compensate and fight for when you're 12 and life is just beating you down. You expect her to be.
So do you mean her home life, or because she has to do crazy things to kill the giants?
Well, there's a bully in school that picks on her. She's got to kill giants. She doesn't have parents. She's living, her sister's trying to take care of her. But my problem with that was that she doesn't have friends. Almost immediately after the movie starts, she meets a girl that is hi, I want to be your friend. I don't have any friends either. Let's be friends. And through the entire movie, the other girl does everything she can to be nice to her and be her friend, and she does nothing but push her away. There is a new school counselor that does literally nothing except try to help her and try to be her friend, and she overlooks horrible things the girl does to her. She punches her and
oh my gosh.
She physically assaults her, and she overlooks it and doesn't get her in trouble because she just wants to help her, and she just pushes her away. The sister is basically raising 3 kids on her own, and she's doing everything she can, and then she's having to work to pay the bills and cook and do everything, and she's pushing her away. And there's all this support and all these people that are trying to help her, and she's just nope, screw y'all. And to me, that made it very hard to be sympathetic to her, because at some point you're okay, look, I understand you've got it bad, but at the same time, you do have all these people that are working to try to help you, and she just won't accept it at all. And she doesn't, there's not really a character arc for her. She starts here, and some stuff gets resolved at the end, but the character arc is not an arc. It's more like a character flat with a spike, and then it goes right back to flat, and it's and
so she's not changed by her adventures, really.
I don't think so. And the bad part is she is the character. The story is her.
Yeah.
And without her arc to follow,
which maybe that's what they were trying to say, is that, you can't, we're kind of the way we are, and we don't.
Well, and again, like I said, there are going to be people that I'm sure will watch this and be like, oh yeah, this is great, you're crazy. But for me, I'm watching this downtrodden person, and I think a lot of us at some point feel like, the weight of the world is just mashing down on you, and we don't have anybody in to watch or have all these people and her just go, nope. And again, she's a kid, so I'm sure somebody's going to be, well, she's a kid, but
yeah,
it does, it does hurt the sympathy factor, and
just hearing that hurts, because I've known too many people that are actually like that. You try to help them and they just won't have it.
Well, I mean, like, my dad watches reality TV and loves it, and like, I don't want to watch reality TV. Like, that might be the way it really is, but that's not what I want to see.
There's no truth in reality TV.
Well, I know. So
anyway, yeah.
So I mean, people might really like it. It's on Hulu, I believe, so you can watch it for free if you have Hulu. Okay, you can watch it for the price of Hulu, but if you already have Hulu, it doesn't cost anything extra. So you can check it out if you want. But I also had really high expectations for this. I thought it was going to be super cool.
And that affects your experience too.
So that was kind of a meh for me.
So I guess the real question I have is, if you had known one way or the other, is she actually fighting giants or is she actually crazy? Would that have just made it or broken it for you? I think you just want to know?
I think it would have helped greatly.
Okay.
Because if she legit was fighting giants, then her personality makes sense. Because she has to distance herself from people because those people would be in danger.
Sure.
Because this is her job. She has to go out and do this. If she wasn't fighting the giants, then okay, she has some serious like
a problem.
Mental disorder, and it's not just emotionally, oh, she's beaten down. It's, hey, she has some serious mental condition, and that would explain why she does the things she does.
Yeah.
But I don't know either way, so I can't pick a side and go with it.
Well, I still want to see it someday. Hopefully I will, and maybe I'll come back and give my report on it if I ever do. Do you have anything else on I Kill Giants?